Hello, once again, this is Antonio, and I'm coming at you with another exciting video. Now, let me just jump right into it. This is not an exciting video because at the end of the day, these are two cases. The video is like 3 hours long. These deviants, two deviants, mistreated children. It was a third one, but that person opted not to go to court. So I have both of these cases back to back. I'm a bookmark them so you could definitely go to case one, go to case two. But at the end of the day, these guys um, are deviants, and you're going to hear testimonies from mothers, testimony from a child that was 8 years old who even spoke highly of one of the defendants in this case. This right is not a good place to be in when you are trusted and you turn around and you do this to children. It breaks my heart. The minute that somebody uh, does sexual misconduct for any reason, I can't support you. I don't care if you're president, governor, mayor, friend. The minute that you do any type of misconduct, especially the children, I can't trust you. Now, are we all perfect beings? No. Everybody, even though this is law tube, but everybody is going to have a degree of mistrust or let down in life. But you need to grow and improve from that. But the minute that you disrespect a child for any reason, I can't support you. Like I was just looking in the paper just now. A 30-year-old guy abducted a 12-year-old child. And I'm happy they captured him. This happened today. Child 12, he's 31, I believe. The cop should have took him in the back of the woodshed and gave him a lashing. For every day that child was missing, he should have got a lashing. And she was gone for 2 months, so he should at least got 60 lashings. This a leap year. Give him 3 more. But nevertheless, put it in the comments. How do you feel? Like I said again, um, this is a very, very long case, and I want you to tune in to this case so you can get a better understanding why I opted to do this case, even though it may be demonetized. I don't know, but I still, for educational purposes, I still want to do this, upload this case for that very reason. But nevertheless, this is Antonio with Team Tiggio. Please like, comment, subscribe, as we'll be coming to you more videos in the future. And once again, let's dive into these two cases. Like I said, it's very, very long case, two deviants, and I want to share this video.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Calling case 2458046, people of the state of Michigan versus Xavier to release Terry Stoudemire. Opposed. Defendants charged with count one, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, person under 13 to 17 years of age or older, complainant. Count two, criminal sexual conduct, second degree, person under 13 to 17 years of age or older. Count three, criminal sexual conduct, second degree, person under 13 to 17 years of age or older. Count four, criminal sexual conduct, second degree, person under 13 to 17 years of age or older. Count five, criminal sexual conduct, second degree, person under 13 and 17 years of age. Yes, for the record.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Aaron Wellman, P82085, appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Cameron Bell on behalf of Mr. Stoudemire, Xavier Stoudemire, Posey. Mr. Posey, can you please state your name for the record, please? Xavier Stoudemire Posey. Thank you.
This date time set for preliminary examination. Are you ready to proceed?
Yes,
Yes, Your Honor.
How many witnesses will it be?
2, potentially 3, if some minor things need to be.
Do you have any preliminary matters?
We would ask for a mutual order of sequestration, with the exception of our victim advocate, who will be joining the 2 complainants when they testify, Danita Eccles.
Any objection to the exam?
No objection, Your
Where
Honor.
the young man who came in here with white t-shirts? Who you guys?
Family members, family members of my client, Your Honor.
Why are they here in t-shirts?
They know it was a dress. They may not have been aware of a dress code, Your Honor. I would ask if possible if they could still attend or observe the proceedings. They may not have been aware of the course policy. Your Honor, just as far as the last preliminary matter on the defense side, I did inform counsel that I intend to address bond, Your Honor, when the court finds that to be appropriate.
Prospect Christian, we'll get to it.
Your Honor, I do have one final preliminary matter. The 2 complainants in this case are 8 and 10 years old. Will be testifying as to allegations involving criminal sexual conduct. I asked the court to take the measure that Your Honor usually takes in protecting their privacy and not putting them on camera.
Absolutely. All right. Just repeat on this one.
81934.
I'll allow the cousins to come back.
Thank you, Your Honor. You can see this.
He wondered if I called my first witness and you didn't ask me to yet, but, okay, that's what I figured. Thanks.
So you guys look old enough to know better how to come dress the court. Okay, for future reference. All right, call your people. Call your witness.
The people called Justice Slayer.
Hello there. What's your name? Hi, Justice Blair. How old are you? You're 8. You go to school? What grade are you going to? 3rd grade? You like school? You're a good student? High five. I like that. You know what it means to tell the truth and what it means to tell a lie?
Yeah.
You promise to tell me the truth? If I told you that I'm wearing a red coat right now, will I be telling the truth or telling a lie? If I told you that I had no hair on my head, would I be telling the truth or telling a lie? Okay, so you're gonna promise to tell me the truth, right? Very good. I'm gonna have you turn around and face that way. People are gonna be talking to you, and I want you to talk into this microphone for me so we can hear everything that you're saying, okay? You have to answer yes or no if you can. And don't say mm-mm or mm-mm because she has to take down everything that you're saying, okay? Got that? All right. Okay, when you're ready.
Okay, hello,
Hi,
I'm over here, okay. Can you tell me your name again?
Justice Claire,
What is your birthday?
March 9th,
Do you know what year?
March
March 9th. Oh, how old are
Every
you?
year.
8th,
What's that?
Every year is her birthday.
Every year is your birthday. And how old are you?
8th.
And for when I ask you questions today, can I just call you Justice?
Yeah.
Thank you. Justice, I'm gonna ask you some questions about your body. Is that okay?
Yes.
Justice, are there parts of your body that nobody is supposed to see or touch?
Yes.
Can you tell me what parts of your body no one is supposed to see or touch?
My front part and my
Okay. So you told me 2 parts. So I need to ask you some questions about those 2 parts, okay? You said your front part. What do you use your front part for?
teeth, the back.
Okay, and this might be kind of a silly question, but when you use the bathroom with your front part, what comes out? What's that? Pee, okay. And then you said your back?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you use your back for? To what?
The boo-boo.
Okay. What's boo-boo? Is that something that comes out of your back?
Yes.
Okay. So, Justice, has anybody ever touched either of those parts of your body that no one is supposed to touch?
Yes.
Which part?
My front part.
Can you tell me who touched your front part?
My stepdad.
What is your stepdad's name?
Therese.
Do you see your stepdad here in the room today?
Yes.
You do? Can you point to your stepdad? Can you see what color your stepdad is wearing?
Yes.
What is that color?
Darkest green, and he's wearing a white shirt under it.
Your Honor, please let the record reflect this witness has identified the defendant.
So noted.
Can you tell me how old you were, Justice, when your stepdad touched your front area?
7.
Remember where you were?
Yes.
Can you tell me?
I was in my mom's room and the bathroom in my secret house.
The mom's room. What is your mom's name?
You will call her Mookie.
Okay, you just call her mom? Okay. And then you said your auntie's house. I didn't hear your auntie's name.
Portia.
Portia. And you said that that was the bathroom.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So starting with your mom's, was that in a house, an apartment, something different?
In a house.
Do you know what street that house was on?
Yes.
What street?
West.
West? Okay. Do you know what city?
Michigan.
Okay. And then what about your Auntie Portia? Do you know what street she lived on? What is that?
East.
Okay. What city?
Michigan.
Okay. They both live in Michigan?
Yes.
So when you were in your mom's room and your stepdad touched your front part, what part of his body did he use to touch your front part?
This front part.
So I have to ask you a few more questions about that. Do you know what your stepdad uses his front part for?
He uses that.
And what comes out?
He.
When your stepdad touched your front part with his front part, did you have clothes on?
Yes.
And when your stepdad touched your front part with his front part, was he wearing clothes? And did your clothes stay on the entire time?
Yes.
So when your stepdad's front part touched your front part, did it touch the outside or something different? Can you tell me what that means?
I didn't hear it. Can you say that again?
I have forgotten.
Do you remember if your stepdad said anything to you when his front part touched your front part? Was your stepdad's body doing anything? Was your mom home when this happened?
She had went to the store.
Now, you talked about another time in your Auntie Portia's bathroom. Where you said your front part was touched.
Yes.
Just making sure I got that right. Can you tell me what part of your stepdad's body he used to touch your front part at Auntie Portia's?
This front part.
And Justice, did you have clothing on this time?
Yes.
Did anything happen to your clothing?
No.
What about your stepdad? Did he have clothing on?
I don't.
Okay, you're not sure? Thank you for not guessing. Stepdad say anything to you when this happened?
I don't know.
Justice, did your stepdad ever have you touch any parts of his body?
Yes.
What part would that be?
This private part.
That's the same area he uses to go to the bathroom if he comes out?
Yes.
And what part of your body did you use to touch your stepdad's front part? Did you use any other part of your body to touch his front part?
I didn't hear what she said, what part of her body?
You said her front part. So, let me ask you this, Justice. Was there ever any time that you touched any part of your stepdad's body with any other parts of your body that is not a private part? Do you have any siblings, Justice?
Yes,
Oh, can you tell me, the names of your siblings?
Madison, MJ, Coco, Cody,
And is Madison older or younger than you?
older,
How old is Madison?
10.
Did all of your brothers and sisters live in the same house as you where this happened?
Yes,
Were they home when something happened?
yes, they were upstairs playing with the toys.
Justice, did your stepdad ever say anything to you about telling anybody about what
Yes.
happened?
Yes, he said don't tell my mom or my siblings.
And how long did this happen for that your stepdad was touching your front part?
It was going on for about a year.
Did you end up telling someone?
My mom had found out.
Did you tell your mom?
No,
Is there anything else that you didn't tell me that your stepdad would force you to do? What does that mean with your shoulders?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Do you know how old your stepdad is?
No.
And so we know about the two houses that something happened to, Mom's house and Aunt Portia's. In Mom's house, did your stepdad touch you one time or more than one time?
I don't know.
In your Auntie Portia's house, did your stepdad touch you one time or more than one time?
One time.
Thank you, Justice. That's all I have right now, okay? Thank you.
Cross examine. Hold on, sweetie. He's gonna ask you some questions too.
Hi, Justice.
Hi, Stephanie.
What she said? What did she say?
She said hi, stepdad. Hi, Justice. I'm Cameron. Nice to meet you. You can call me Cam, okay? I have some questions too, just like she did, okay? I may not have as many questions as she has, but I'm gonna ask you some questions, okay? Okay.
Sir, don't do that.
So Justice, are you currently in school?
No,
No?
Cause we gotta move.
Oh, you guys gotta move? Okay. I wanna kind of go back to what some of the stuff she was talking about as well. Do you know what the weather is outside today?
Yeah,
That's relevance.
You know, I'm just trying to establish a little bit of a foundation before I get into the question.
I'll give you some latitude. Make it relevant.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Justice, you stated that your stepdad's front part touched your front part for about a year,
yes,
okay? And every time that would happen, was your siblings at home or with you?
they was at home with me
Okay,
downstairs playing with the toys.
okay. And at any point in time when your stepdad's front part touched your front part, did any of your siblings, wonder where you were?
Yes,
Okay.
She can't testify as to what someone else wonders.
Turn around, move on. Justice, who did you first tell as to touch your front part?
no one, cause my dad said don't tell anybody.
Okay. Do you love your dad?
Yes,
Okay. Are you scared of him?
No.
Okay. And do you have a cousin named Aubrey? Aubriel?
yes,
Okay.
I have two cousins named Aubrey.
Okay. And did you tell Aubrey, your cousin Aubrey, the two ages of the two cousins that you have? Do you know the ages of them?
No,
Okay. Is one about your age?
no,
Okay. Did you ever talk to Aubrey about what happened here?
no,
Okay. Did you ever talk to your sister Madison about this?
maybe.
Okay. When you say maybe, did you guys ever have a conversation about this?
Yeah, my mom, cause she had found out.
Okay. Did you ever tell your grandmother?
No,
Did you ever tell your aunt? Okay. Do you refer to your aunt as TT? Okay. So, did you get a chance to speak with your sister Madison today?
yes,
Okay. Did you talk to your grandmother today?
No.
You talk to both of your cousins, Aubrey, a lot?
we really don't be around our cousins for real because we be having to stay home because our aunties be going to work.
Okay. And when your aunties go to work, are you usually at home with your dad?
Yes,
Okay. And is it daytime when you're at home with your dad?
yes,
Okay. Are you ever with your dad by yourself at night? Okay. Was there ever a time when you were at home at night and your mom wasn't home?
yes,
Okay, and was your stepdad there as well?
yes,
Okay, and when you were at home with your dad at nighttime, is that when his front part touched your front part?
yes,
Okay. Did you ever go and tell on your dad for that?
No,
Okay. Do you remember if it was snow outside at nighttime when this happened?
it was a hot day and it had got nighttime.
Okay. Were you out of school at that time?
Yes.
And this, just as you stated, this went on for about a year?
Yes,
Okay. And during that year, you never told your mom?
it's just she had found out.
Okay. Did you ever want to tell your mom? One second. Justice, do you trust your dad?
I object to that question as to relevance.
Sustained.
No, just one second. You have no further questions. Thank you.
Can you read the record?
I have one follow-up question, just one, Justice, okay?
Okay,
This gentleman asked you, if you wanted to tell your mom, and you said no. Can you tell me why you didn't want to tell your
because I was scared and my mom told me to never be scared to tell her nothing.
mom? Justice?
Okay. So Justice, are you a little nervous right now?
Yes,
That's understandable because you don't know any of us, right? This is our first time meeting, right?
yes,
But you told me that you were gonna tell us the truth, and you've told us the truth so far, haven't you? Okay. So, do you know how your mom found out?
cause my cousin told her mama and her mama told my mom,
Okay. Did you tell your cousin?
though my sister did.
You told your sister?
No,
Okay. All right. So during these times that you say your stepdad's front part touched your front part, you said that he didn't have clothes on, right?
yes,
But you had clothes on. Were your clothes ever moved or anything?
yes,
How were they moved?
my dad had,
He did what?
my dad pulled it down.
He pulled them down? Okay. And when his front part touched your front part, was that his skin on your skin?
Yes,
Okay. And when that happened, how did it make you feel? Did you feel any kind of way?
yes,
Tell me how you felt.
I felt weird.
Felt weird? Did you have any pain or discomfort anywhere?
Yes,
Where?
um,
Where?
my mouth,
Your mouth.
yeah,
Tell me why your mouth was hurt.
he put his private part in my mouth. He pushed my head.
Okay. And where did that happen at?
In my mom's room at home and at my teaching portion house in her bathroom.
Okay, both places, okay. And his private part, or that front part you're talking about, did it go inside of your mouth?
Yes.
Any questions based on my questions?
Yeah, I just have one. Justice, did you tell anybody at all about your dad's front part going, touching your mouth?
No.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor. Thank you, Justice.
Thank you, Justice. It was nice meeting you.
Good, I'm gonna help you get out of
Keep
here.
doing good in school, okay? All right.
Here, let's see. There you go. Hi, before I call the next complainant, I'm going to call Shawanda Ellsbury.
Before
And
we
Your
do
Honor,
that-
just before that witness comes in, I was informed by my advocate that there may have been some faces being made by the defendant. I would ask if that was the case for the court to just make sure that.
I was watching it and I didn't see anything but a wave, and I cautioned him about that. Sir, I don't want you communicating with either witness, period. Understood? I can't hear you. Sir.
Thank you, Judge. I wasn't watching, so I'm not.
I was watching.
Okay.
Please give her your name. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. Please have a seat. The box next to me. Ms. Wilmot, before you proceed, this is something I'll change the way.
Sure.
Now it's mine. What you say?
Yes.
Calling case 2458163, equal state of Michigan versus Eric Anthony Hutchinson. Defendant is charged in count 1, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, person under 13, defendant 17 years of age or older. Count 2, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, person under 13, defendant 17 years of age or older. Count 3, criminal sexual conduct, second degree, person under 13, defendant 17 years of age or older. Count 4, aggravated indecent exposure. Appearances for the record, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Erica Moses on behalf of the people, P 78491.
Ben Gonick on behalf of Mr. Eric Hutchinson, P 43716.
Mr. Hutchinson, tell us your name for the record, sir.
Eric Hutchinson.
And what's your pleasure, Mr. Donovan?
Your Honor, I've had an opportunity to actually meet with my client once before today and see him today. I've explained to him the preliminary examination, what has to be shown in one, gave him my advice about whether or not he should hold the preliminary examination. He's actually following my advice and at this time wishes to waive his right to a preliminary examination and have this matter go to the Wayne County Circuit Court.
Mr. Hutchinson, raise your right hand. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. You put your hand up. You understand you have a statutory right to have a preliminary examination. By waiving the same, that means you won't have one, and you'll be bound over to Wayne County Third Circuit Court as you stand charged with complaint warrant. You understand that? You understand the nature and the purpose of a preliminary examination? You understand if you were to have one, the prosecution would have to establish that the crime you're charged with was committed in the city of Detroit that was probably caused to be committed. Is anyone forcing you to waive your right?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything?
No.
Are you waiving your right freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Any objection from the people?
I don't, Judge. If I may, I do have your physical file that you just handed to me. Would you like to have?
Yes, please.
They are approaching that.
Well, I signed it.
I don't actually see the form in here. So
It's
it's
on,
fine.
it should be on the left-hand side. Second or third page. Cool, what you got?
What will be a dismissal, Judge?
Okay, no witness. All right. Again, so there's no objection from the people, is that right?
No objection.
This court finds defendant's waiver is made knowingly and voluntarily free to give. The court will therefore bind the defendant over to Wayne County Third Circuit Court Criminal Division for further proceedings. His arraignment on the information, date and time will be August 2nd, 2024 at 9:00 a.m. File will be continued.
Judge, can we get a DSU report?
I'll refer.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you as well.
Just have a seat there. I'm gonna have to get you.
Mayor, first the style knowledge.
Yes. Where Mr. Cooper go?
You just want to get the time.
Come on in, Cooper.
Okay.
Andre Jones. Calling case 2458203, people of the state of Michigan versus Andre Lamont Jones. Defendant is charged in count 1 assault with a dangerous weapon, count 2 felony firearm, count 3 weapons, firearms, possession by a prohibited person, count 4 domestic violence, the third offense notice. Defendant has an habitual offender second offense notice. Harrison, for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shelley Drake with the People, P number 60249.
And I could probably ask Mr. Jones, what's your full name?
Andre Lamont Jones.
There's date, time, set for preliminary examination. Are we ready to proceed?
Your Honor, I'm not able to proceed at this moment, but I would indicate that the complainant was contacted. Yesterday, she did say that she would be here for the exam. This is scheduled at 11:45, and it's now at 11:48. I am asking for a little bit of time, Judge.
All right, I'll give a few more minutes.
I understand.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, we are back on the record on People versus Stoudemire. Stoudemire opposed. May proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're still in the morning there. Oh, okay, we are. Good morning. Can you please tell me your name? How old are you, ma'am?
Please speak into the microphone for me, ma'am.
Do you have children, ma'am?
Yes,
Can you tell me the names of your children?
Madison Davis, Justice Player, Mark Lacy Jr., Zachary Ellsbury, Cote, Zachary.
You are fast. That's okay, I understand. So we have Madison,
Davis,
and she is how old?
10,
And then we have Justice Player,
8,
and then that's where you lost me.
Mark Lacy Jr.
Okay, and how old?
Yes. He is 5.
Okay, and next one?
Zachary Ellsbury, Cote, she's 3.
Could you please spell the first name for the court reporter?
S-A, apostrophe, capital C-O-R-A.
And you said that she's 3 years old?
Yes.
Okay, and I think you named one more.
Zachary, X-A, apostrophe, capital C-O-D-I-I. He is 2.
Thank you. Do you know someone by the name of Xavier Stoudemire Posey?
Yes.
How do you know a person by the name of Xavier Stoudemire Posey?
My spouse and also the father of
So he's the father of the 2 youngest
Yes.
children?
Yes.
Do you see that person by the name of Xavier Stoudemire Posey in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Can you point to that person and describe something that they're wearing? you see the color of his shirt?
Green.
Thank you, Your Honor. Please let the record reflect this witness has identified the defendant Xavier Stoutmeyer Posey.
So no,
Thank you. Did you ever reside in the same house as Xavier?
No.
So Justice is 8.
Yes.
Can you tell me where you were living when Justice was 7?
8841 G Dollar.
What city is that in, ma'am?
Detroit, Michigan, 48204.
How long did you live at that residence?
2.5 years.
Do you still currently live there?
Yes.
Is that a house, an apartment, something different?
Single house.
Do you know someone by the name of, that Justice would call Auntie Portia?
Yes.
What is Auntie Portia's full name?
Shantae. Shantae.
What is her last name?
Stoudemire Posey.
So that would be Justice's then, well, actually, no, because he's not the father. So that is Xavier Stoutmeyer Posey's sister?
Yes.
Do you know her address?
No.
Do you know what city she lives in?
Sure.
Your children ever go over to her house?
Sometimes.
How old is Xavier?
27.
And at some point, without telling me what anybody may have said, did something come to your attention about something happening with Xavier Stoutmeyer Posey and Justice?
Yes.
Do you remember when that was? Was it, do you remember how old Justice was when you found out something happened?
8.
Was there a point in time where you found out, and again, without saying what anybody may have told you, right? That you may have found out that something happened between Xavier Stoutmeyer Posey and Madison, your daughter Madison?
Pardon, can you repeat that?
Sure, my apologies. Was there a point in time where you found out about something happening between Xavier Stoutmeyer Posey and your daughter Madison?
Yes.
How old was Madison when you found out about something happening?
10.
Did you find out about something happening with Justice and Madison at the same time?
No.
Can you just tell me, without stating what was said, how did you find out that information?
Relatives.
A specific relative?
My sister. My mother.
And what are their names?
Mia Davis and Shakira Davis.
Was that something that they told you in person, over the phone, something different? Did you ever confront Xavier about what you had learned over the phone?
Yes.
Where did you confront him? At the house?
Where he was arrested.
What'd you say to him?
Just asking about the allegations.
Did he respond?
Not really.
Did he make any denials or admissions?
No. Allegations are set against me, like me to just got to do his money. That's it.
said what? I didn't hear that.
When I asked him about allegations, it was not a confirmation or denial. He just said, if I feel like, to do what I got to do to mother, if I feel like he needs to be going or anything. It's like another confirmation.
Did you call the police?
I did.
Cooperate with their investigation?
Say yes.
Yes.
Did you take Justice and Madison to a place called Kidstone?
Yes.
And you provided also a statement to the police?
It was a lot going on today, that, so it was like commotion that day when it did happen, so I felt I had to talk to police just to get people removed, not just him, or just from the home in general.
So how were you feeling that day?
Everywhere.
Understand. That's all I have with this witness.
Cross-examine.
Thank you.
Okay, Shawanda, is it your testimony that, Mr. Stoudemire, well, strike that. It's your testimony that Mr. Stoudemire did not admit to anything, correct?
Correct.
And when confronted about it, had Mr. Stoudemire just woken up?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like baseball, but he was still in phase.
okay. And was there any argument or anything like that upon you guys' interaction?
No.
Now, prior to Mr. Stoudemire, well, prior to you hearing of these allegations, had you had any type of suspicion or reason to think that he could have done these allegations?
Not at all. No.
And he's never admitted to anything like this in the past, correct?
Correct.
And I don't want to know what they told you. I'm just trying to confirm the source of the information. You have received a phone call from your mother, correct?
Yes.
And your mother's name is Mia Davis Brown, correct?
Yes.
And prior to these allegations, you never had any type of conversations or anything like that as to any allegations in this case?
No.
Is it fair to say that the phone call that you received from your mother pertaining to these allegations was out of nowhere?
Yes.
And at the time in which, you had learned of these allegations and received that phone call, were you under the influence of alcohol?
I had a cup of wine, maybe two, but nothing too major.
Okay, so no liquor or anything like
I'm
that?
gonna object, I don't know how this is relevant. She was having an adult having alcohol beverages.
Your Honor, it's relevant given the fact that it hasn't been presented today, but there is evidence showing that there was, not necessarily an influence, but that Ms. Ellis had consumed alcohol. I'm sorry. My apologies.
So,
Your Honor, it's also mentioned in the police report.
Again, I'm just still not sure how someone consuming alcohol is relevant to her receiving a call regarding sexual abuse allegations of her children.
Your Honor, it's in my opinion, it's relevant given the fact that it goes to the totality of the circumstances and as to when she learned of this information.
not sure if it's terrible.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Ellsbury, when you received a phone call from your mother, were you and your mother on good terms?
No.
And how often would you talk to your mother?
Not very often.
Okay. To your knowledge, was your mother on good terms with Mr. Stoudemire? Okay. It's a cordial relationship, is that fair to say?
Cordial.
Okay. Now, around the time in which you received the phone call from your mother, were you and Mr. Stoudemire on good terms?
Yes.
And Mr. Stoudemire is considered to be the stepfather of the three children that you do not have with them, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And they all refer to him as dad?
Yes.
And at the time in which you received the phone call, did you actually speak to your sister Shakita Davis as well?
More so. Only mom, obviously.
So no conversation with your sister pertaining to these allegations?
No, not until everyone showed up to my home.
Okay. Now, how often would Mr. Stoudemire be left alone to watch the children?
Not too often.
Okay, do you typically work nights?
I don't work,
Okay. And does Mr. Stoudemire typically work nights?
yes,
So is it fair to say that it was rare that Mr. Stoudemire would be watching the kids by himself at night?
right.
Now, prior to these allegations that you were made aware of, did Justice and Madison exhibit any behavior that seemed to be out of the usual?
No.
Okay.
Right.
Do you recall, is it your understanding that this alleged sexual assault was going on for about a year?
That's
And do you recall a time period in 2023 of your children acting out of the ordinary?
No.
And you never caught Mr. Stoudemire doing anything inappropriate?
you know, he loves, yeah, he does.
Fair to say that Mr. Stoudemire helps provide for Justice and Madison?
Definitely, yes.
Did you ever notice Mr. Stoudemire's behavior towards Madison and Justice being any different? Any times in which, well, I'll strike that. Now, Ms. Ellsbury, did you ever have a chance to review the police report in this case?
Yeah.
Okay. There was, at some point in time during the day when the police arrived at your home, you did have a conversation with a police officer, correct?
Yes,
Was that police officer a female?
yeah,
Okay. Did you ever have, do you recall having an interview with a police officer in the kitchen?
yes,
Okay. And at that point in time, when you had that conversation, you were being asked questions, is that
well,
correct?
not me personally, but my mother and my children.
Okay. Do you recall telling the officer that that Mr. Stoudemire admitted to the allegations?
No.
Was there anything else stated to you by Mr. Stoudemire after you informed him of these allegations?
Like I said, he was still like in the days, so it's like allegations that you're saying, you feel like it's true, you know, just, you know, we see what's what.
Okay.
No
And
confirmation of the
okay. And did Mr. Stoudemire seem angry to you?
No.
Okay. Was that pretty much the end of the conversation? Once he had indicated to you, you know, go ahead and do what you feel is.
Yeah, right, that,
Do you recall him saying anything else that we haven't covered? Now, do you recall speaking with the officer? Well, strike that. Did you have a conversation with your two daughters, Madison and Justice?
yes,
Okay, and do you recall when and where you had that conversation with them? Okay, and this was after you had learned of the allegations, correct?
yes,
Okay, and did you speak with both of them separately, or did you speak with them both in the same room?
separately,
So, say that again?
separately,
Okay, and do you recall about just an estimation as to how long those conversations were?
about 10 minutes.
Okay, and I don't wanna know what Justice or Madison said, but did they confirm the allegations as to why we're here today?
Yes.
And was either one, Madison, as to whether when you were interviewing Justice, was Madison around or anything like that? Okay. And it's your understanding that they shared that information with another family member before it got to you? Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And you never actually wrote out a statement in this case, is that fair to say?
Correct.
Did you recall signing off on a written statement?
No.
Just 1 second. Do you recall around what time it was, Ms. Ellsbury, when you had confronted Mr. Stoudemire with this information? Okay. Did you ask Mr. Stoudemire at any point in time as to whether he would be willing to do a lie detector test?
Gonna object.
Your Honor,
I mean, if he did or didn't, I wouldn't be able to bring it up, so.
Stay.
Your Honor, no further questions. Thank you.
I have a couple follow-up questions, thank you. Just a few more questions for you, okay? Do you recall what Xavier's work schedule was?
From night to morning,
How many days per week?
every day.
Every day? So never had one day off?
No.
Did he ever take any vacations?
No.
Did he work every day, every night?
Not every day, but every night to morning, yes.
And then, you never went out at night?
Rarely.
But you guys didn't live in the same home, correct?
Correct.
Did Xavier ever stay the night at your home with you?
Sometimes you have children there.
Okay. That's all I have, thank you.
Did you say you were married to the?
Negative.
Oh. Thank you, you may step. They're all set. Thank you, Miss.
Madison Davis.
Hello. Hi. Hi, what's your name? Come on up, Madison. Open up the door, yes.
Yes.
Can't get open real hard.
Ready? There you go.
how old are you, Madison? You're 10? And what grade are you going to? Life school too? Nice, honest answer. Okay, so you know the difference between telling the truth and telling a lie? Say yes. You promise to tell me the truth? Say yes. You have to answer out loud, folks. Okay? If I told you I was wearing a red hat right now, would I be telling the truth or telling a lie? If I told you that I'm wearing a black robe right now, telling the truth or telling a lie? You promise to tell the truth, right? Okay. Now your sister did very, very good, but you're the older sister, right? You can outdo her, can't you? Probably. Okay, let's see. So these people are gonna ask you some questions, okay? And you're gonna tell them the truth, all right? Then again when you're ready.
Take a little sit in the chair, you don't have to stand up. And then you see there's a microphone next to you.
I'll put it in your lap so you can speak directly into this, okay? So I can hear you, okay? Don't be nervous. We're good, all right?
Okay.
Perfectly safe.
Hey, hello.
Hello,
Can you tell us your name again?
Madison.
Can I call you Madison when I'm asking you some questions today?
Yes,
Thank you. Can you tell me what your birthday is?
October 6th,
October 6th. How old are you today?
10.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes,
Can you tell me the names of your brothers and sisters? And kind of go a little slowly so we can get all the names?
Justice, Sephora,
And how old is she?
who?
Jakora, did you say? How old?
She's 3 but 24.
Okay, 3 years old.
Yes,
Anybody else?
my sister Justice, she's 8. My brother MJ, he's 5.
MJ. Is that a nickname?
Yeah,
What is his, do you know his real name?
yes,
What is that?
Mark.
Mark, okay, but you call him MJ.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else that I missed?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, is that a yes?
Yes,
Who did I miss?
the Cody.
Cody?
No, it's the Cody.
Oh, so Cody, thank you for correcting me, Madison. How old is the Cody?
2.
2 years old, okay. What is your mom's name?
So Wanda.
Madison, I'm gonna ask you just a few questions about your body, okay?
Yes,
Thank you. Can you tell me, Madison, are there parts of your body that nobody is supposed to touch?
yes,
What would those parts of your body be? Are you able to tell me?
Can you point to them for us? And we had you stand up and point?
mm,
Why not?
I don't want to love him because
Madison, did anybody talk to you about coming here today?
yes,
Did anybody talk to you about not talking?
no,
You just feel uncomfortable?
yes,
Is there anything that would make you feel more comfortable?
no,
I don't want you to be uncomfortable, sweetie, so I'm not gonna ask you any more questions, okay?
okay,
Your Honor, just have 1 second. Your Honor, I just have one more. Your Honor, I'm not gonna ask Madison any questions, so, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Madison. You can step down. You're all done.
Watch yourself, okay?
Any other witnesses for the people?
No further witnesses.
Any witnesses for the defendant?
No, Your Honor.
People?
Your Honor, at this time, the people would first move to amend the information. So we have currently on the information, count 1, 2, and 3, which specifically I specified was for Madison Davis. One of those counts was criminal sexual conduct in the first degree. Count 2 was second degree, count 3 was second degree. I would ask to amend count 1 to specify justice player based on testimony we heard here today. I would move to amend count 2 to criminal sexual conduct in the first degree, person under 13, defendant 17 years of age or older, specify the complainant of justice player that's pursuant to the same as count 1, MCL 750.520 B as in boy to B. To make it easier, I would amend count 3 to specify justice player. And then count 4 would remain as justice player, and we would move to dismiss count 5. So all of the counts would be pertaining to justice player, Your Honor, if that makes sense.
It does.
That way we'll just get rid of count 5, but all of the counts are for justice player, 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct in the first degree, 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree. And then we would move to bind over on those 4 counts pursuant to the testimony of justice player today. I'm not going to go through all of that testimony, but we heard about incidents specifically at her house in her mother's bedroom. And her mother confirmed that that was Mendota Street in Detroit where they lived. And that Auntie Portia's house, Justice said in Auntie Portia's bathroom, Justice's mom, Miss Ellsbury, confirmed that Portia lives in the city of Detroit. Justice talked about 2 incidents where one at her mom's house, one at Auntie Portia's house, both in the city of Detroit, where Xavier, who she identified at her stepdad, she waved at him, no issue there, that he pushed her head down onto his private area, his front part, and that went into his mouth, and that was some questioning by Your Honor. She also testified as to an instance at her mom's house and Auntie Portia's house where Mr. Stottmeyer Posey's front part touched her front part, skin to skin, that his clothing was off and that he took her pants down. She didn't establish penetration based on her testimony for that skin to skin contact. So we are leaving those as CFC2s. We're not asking to bump those up to anything. I think what's most compelling is even by the testimony of Ms. Ellsbury, the mother, that if we want to look at Mr. Stottmeyer Posey and even almost Justice was smiling at him, waving at him, the mom said, he's their father figure, he's their dad, provider, he loves them. It's clear that the kids love them. And that actually goes to my argument that there's any lack of motive for this child to make this up. I found her to be very credible, but also a sense of protection of this person she considers to be her dad. And unfortunately, as far as it goes with Madison, I think that there may be some things at play with that as well, but I'm certainly not gonna force a child when they're telling me they're uncomfortable. So we would move for bind over on those counts, Your Honor. save any additional argument for rebuttal if necessary. Thank you.
Your Honor, just briefly, obviously, Your Honor, we would request that this matter be dismissed, just based upon the testimony from Ms. Ellsbury. The information that she provided wasn't consistent with the information that was in the discovery. However, I obviously understand Justice's testimony. I do agree that there is a question of fact. Yeah, so Your Honor, I'm just kind of stating some of this for the record. However, I do understand that there's a question of fact based upon the people's burden at this stage of the case. There was no questions by the defense as to Madison's testimony due to her being uncomfortable, and we believe the people, basically agree with the people as to the dismissal or the amendment of the charges based upon the question of fact that was shown or been presented or that has come about by Justice's testimony. Your Honor, I'll leave it there. I just would like to address one quote.
I'm glad that you agree that, or I'm glad that you concede that there is a question of fact here, particularly as it relates to Justice Blair. I agree with the assistant prosecuting attorney that I watched her demeanor on the stand. She appeared to be a very credible witness, even at the young tender age that she is. And there is some love for the defendant. I think the cause of dad, but in any event, her testimony was quite compelling, and I think she made an honest effort to tell the truth. And I believe every word that she says. And I believe that she was nervous. Who wouldn't be in a courtroom full of strangers telling about these very personal things that allegedly took place by someone that she loves? It's downright reprehensible that a child would have to come forward to testify as to such things by someone that she's instilled some trust in. And I think even the mother, who has every right to be mad as hell, she still has some love and affiliation with this guy as well. That shined through in her testimony. I believe the testimony, he pulled the wool over all of their eyes. But as it relates to the charges that are lodged against them, the court is satisfied the people that met their burden of probable cause as it relates to count 1, criminal sexual conduct, first degree person under 13 to 17 years of age or older, as it relates to Justice Blair, as well as count 2, criminal sexual conduct, first degree as amended, person under 13 to 17 years of age or older, as it relates to Justice Blair, and count 3 and 4, criminal sexual conduct, second degree, for Justice Blair. And the court will dismiss count 5. As it relates to Madison Davis, she wasn't willing to testify or tell us what allegedly took place. She said she felt uncomfortable, and she felt uncomfortable for a reason. And I can just imagine what that reason might be. The court finds the people that met their burden of probable cause as it relates to those charges and those counts. The court will bind the defendant over to Wayne County Third Circuit Court Criminal Division for proceedings. His arraignment on the information date and time will be August 2nd, 2024 at 9 o'clock. You want to address Bound?
Yes. Your Honor, I would ask for the court to consider a PR bond in this matter, Your Honor. Well, Your Honor, in the alternative, I would ask that the court consider a cash bond with a 10% provision, Your Honor. My client has absolutely no criminal history, Your Honor. I understand the allegations, they are very serious in nature. I understand what was stated here today, and I know that the court is aware as to everything that's been stated, but Mr. Stoudemire Posey has not shown any type of, he's not shown that he's a flight risk of any kind, Your Honor. The only thing that is on his record, and it's not even a criminal record, Your Honor, we're talking about his driving record, is tickets. And that is something that he has been trying to get taken care of. I spoke with him the other day. He's in the midst of doing pleas by mail through the amnesty program that the court has been offering. And Your Honor, he is employed. He can go and stay with his mother. That address is listed in the discovery. And we would ask for a GPS tether, Your Honor, to monitor his whereabouts while this case proceeds. There's no criminal history to indicate any kind of flight risk. Mr. Stoudemire Posey, when the police came to the home, Your Honor, he was completely compliant. He was very composed, and he did not give the police officers any reason to, have to apprehend him other than placing him into the back of the police vehicle, Your Honor. I'm asking for the court to just take all of that into consideration while his case is pending, as it'll be going on for at least another couple months, Your Honor, at minimum. And it gives him an opportunity to work and go straight home, Your Honor. If the court is not inclined to allow for him to go to work, then he can still be at his mother's home and essentially be on house arrest, Your Honor, while this case is pending. But given that there is no criminal history, Your Honor, leading up to this, I would ask for the court to consider a PR bond, perhaps with a high bond amount attaching to that. And then obviously, if Mr. Stoudemire Posey did not avail himself to the court for the next court date, then that bond automatically gets applied. Whether the alternative, Your Honor, I would ask for the court to set a cash bond that allows for a cash bond of 10%, Your Honor, to allow for Mr. Stoudemire Posey to get some things back in order, Your Honor, while this case is pending. His mother and his other family members, cousins, and his sister is here in support. They will make sure, I'm certain, Your Honor, in speaking with his mother, that they would ensure that Mr. Stoudemire Posey complies with all conditions of bond if the court were to grant my request. I would save any potential argument for rebuttal if the court would allow, but he's not a flight risk, Your Honor. Completely compliant. When the police officers arrived on the scene, there was no issues interviewing him.
Can you repeat yourself?
I know, Your Honor. I'm just stressing the point, Your Honor. I'll leave it there.
Ms. Wilmot,
Your Honor, I'm gonna object to any change of bond.
what is this current bond?
There is no, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what the current bond is, but I'm objecting, I'm lodging a general objection. The court heard the testimony today, and even though Madison wasn't able to testify in this courtroom today, this is a bond argument, right? This isn't a bind over argument. There's a reason that he was charged with 3 counts that pertained to her as well. One being criminal sexual conduct in the first degree, because she did disclose acts of sexual abuse at the hands of her stepfather. And that means that we have 2 victims that we know about, Your Honor, and I think that is very concerning. I understand defense's argument about his, work and family. I would request that the court deny any change in bond at this time. Perhaps order a DSU report and we can address it across the street. I'd like to see some more information. I don't have enough information about this individual. And based on the allegations, any change in bond would be concerning to me. So I'm just going to generally object at this time.
Okay, there's a few things I know in my 30 years of experience in doing these kinds of cases, and cases in general. One of which is that even though the defendant does not have a criminal record, he's absolutely close to nothing. So that doesn't mean that he has not engaged in behavior that didn't come to light as of yet. I don't know. But I do recognize the purpose of bond is not to punish. The purpose of bond is to ensure that the defendant shows up in court. And I don't have any real reason to believe he won't show up in court. But my chief concern is whether or not this defendant poses a danger to the community. One thing I know about people who engage in this kind of behavior, typically with children, they have a sickness, uncontrollable sickness that they can't control. And that gives me pause as to whether or not this defendant poses a danger to them. Because the testimony that I did hear from Justice Blair today was very compelling testimony. She was a very credible witness, even at the tender age of 8 years old. She was a very credible witness. And she has no axe to grind, neither did the mother. By all intents and purposes, they still love this guy. This guy is a danger to every child that may be out there. These allegations are true. It appears to this court that the likelihood of conviction is pretty high. It's great, even with you being the good attorney that you are. The facts are what they are. And that's something that he's going to have to deal with. I'm not inclined to reduce the bond at this time, whatever the bond is. And that's not clear to me in my review of the file, but the court is inclined to demand the defendant for the protection of the community. And I'll let you ask for a DSU for the circuit court. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, I need to dismiss the list of count five. Counsel, I need to dismiss the list of count five, dismiss the order. Okay, Your Honor. Okay. No problem.
You need to go stand next to your attorney, all right? Yes.
People be ready?
Yes, Judge, I apologize.
Calling case 2458095, people state District versus Leon Thomas Dickerson Jr. Defendant is charged in count one, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, person under 13, defendant 17 years of age or older. Count two, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, person under 13, defendant 17 years of age or older. Count three, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, person under 13, defendant 17 years of age or older. Count four, criminal sexual conduct, third degree, person 13 through 15. Count five, criminal sexual conduct, third degree, person 13 through 15. Appearances for the record, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Erica Moses on behalf of the people, P 78491.
Good afternoon, Judge King. Attorney Carl Jordan, P 57226, occurring on behalf of Mr. Leon Dickerson, and Mr. Dickerson is present.
Tell us your name, sir. There's a time set for preliminary examination. Are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. If you may approach the woman.
Okay.
Have a seat.
Okay, so after sidebar discussion and because of the sensitive nature of this case, the young age of the complaining witness that's due to testify, the court is going to close this hearing. But you will be able to view it on YouTube. In fact, if you want, I'll even let you in with Zoom. But, as far as being here with witnesses able to see people in the courtroom, you can close the courtroom out. The defendant, however, will still be able to face his accuser. But everyone else will be able to watch it on YouTube. Okay. You can access us on your cell phones. If you go to WCCR 234 and look for Judge King's live stream, you'll be able to see what's going on live here first. WC, which stands for Wayne County, CR, which stands for Courtroom 234. Look for my live stream, it should come right up.
And that's on YouTube, right, Judge?
That's on YouTube, yes.
Where YouTube.
Mr. Jordan, did you want to make a request to that?
Your Honor, I did object, not vehemently, but I objected because I believe her age at this point, she should be able to testify with the presence of my client. But Judge, I wanted to, I did have a witness that was sequestered. Should I tell her that she cannot watch on
Yes.
YouTube? Okay, so I need to let my witness know.
Please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you, Judge. And before I call the first witness, I made an error, which is common these days with me, but on the information sheet, the location is completely empty, and it should not be empty. There are 2 locations, and I seek to make a motion to amend to add the addresses of 19215 Carrie, Carrie Street. Judge, I'm sorry. So sorry. 2 addresses, I got the first one wrong. The first address is 19735 Burgess, Burgess Street. That's in Detroit. And 19136 Indiana Street, that's also in the city of Detroit. And I do want to put defense on notice that this case was charged. However, I may, following the testimony, add additional charges. And I have only one witness today, Your Honor. That's Ms. Tionne, Tionne, Purnell, Pernell. People call Ms. Tionne Purnell.
Yeah.
And just so you guys know, I closed the courtroom completely. So that's for the complaint expenses.
100% fair, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I do have a victim advocate from our
Victim
office.
advocate in the OIC can say.
Thank you, Judge.
Hello. Have a seat up here. Just relax.
Ms. Cornell, you want me to hold your sweater for you, or are you good with this? I'll take it. Thank you.
Answer the words. And we get you to raise your right hand. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. How old are you?
16.
Okay. You may begin when you're ready.
Thank you. Ms. Cornell, one more time, say your name real nice and loud for the record.
Tiana Cornell.
Ms. Cornell, are you familiar with someone named Leon Dickerson?
Yes.
How do you know that person?
I got it.
And how long have you known him for?
My whole life.
Do you see Leon in the courtroom right now?
Yes.
Tell me something that he's wearing and where he's sitting.
Green shirt.
For the next in-court identification of Mr. Dickerson at this time.
So noted.
Now, Ms. Cornell, was there ever an occasion when you lived at the address of 19735 Burgess Street?
Yes.
And when did you first start living there? And in 2020, when you were living there, how old were you?
12.
And who all lived at that address with you at that time?
Leon. His two sisters and his sister. I mean, go ahead.
Okay, so when you say godmom, is that mom to Leon?
Yeah.
And what's her name?
Letitia.
And you said you had siblings as well living there?
Yeah.
Okay, how many?
2.
Now tell me about this house. What did it look like?
So when you walked in, it was the living room, and then the kitchen was to the right, and then straight forward, it was all the bedrooms and the bathroom.
How many floors was the house?
2.
Okay, so is it main floor and basement or main floor and upstairs?
Main floor and basement.
And how long did you live there for?
Like 2 months.
And when you first started living there, did Leon live there too?
Yes.
Okay, tell me where you slept at in the house.
In my grandma's bed.
And where was that at in the house? Where was that bed at?
All the way in the back next to the bathroom.
Did she share that room with anybody or
No,
just hers?
it was just hers.
Okay. And you'd sleep in that bed?
Yeah.
It was a big bed, medium bed, little bed?
Big bed.
And if you can remember, where did Leon sleep at?
In the basement.
And did he have his own room or was there just something, an open floor plan with a bed?
It was, he had his own room.
Okay. And was there a door to that room or not?
Yes.
Was there a door to your godmom's bedroom where you were sleeping at?
Yes.
And did you always sleep in your godmom's bedroom?
Sometimes I sleep on the couch.
Okay. And what's in that living room besides the couch?
TV. That was really, oh, it's a table to the right next to the kitchen.
Okay. So you said you started living there about 2020 and you were, is that yes?
Yes.
And you were under 13, you said you were 12?
Yes.
I want to talk about anything that happened in that house when you were 12 years old, okay? Did something ever happen between you and Mr. Dickerson, Mr. Dickerson Jr., excuse me, that made you feel uncomfortable?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about that time. Where were you at?
And my grandma,
And what time of day was it?
it was like late at night, like 8.
Okay, so past midnight?
Yeah.
Okay, and where was your godmom at?
Casino.
And who was all in the house that you know of at that time?
I don't know his real name, but they call him that's her boyfriend, and then Samir, his other sister.
How long did you stay in the bedroom that night?
I stayed in there all night. I had school the next morning.
Okay. And was the door open or shut when you were in there?
It was open.
And were you awake or sleeping?
Asleep.
And is there any kind of light in the room?
The TV.
The TV, was that TV on or off?
So
It was on. Okay. Was there sound to the TV too?
no, you know, like when the TV goes and it starts showing pictures after you know, it was like that.
Sure, okay. On the Roku station?
Yeah.
All right. So you're asleep. How do you know what time it is? Is there a clock in the room or anything like that?
No, I just know that she always goes to the casino at like AM.
Okay. So you're sleeping. Did something wake you up?
I felt a hand, like touching my food, and then I felt something turn again to my mouth.
Okay, so let's talk about this. While you're sleeping, how do you sleep? On your back, your side, your stomach?
On my side.
On your side, okay. And the bed in relation to the door of that bedroom, where is it?
The bed is like here and the door is right in front.
It's right in front. So if you're laying in that bed, are your feet facing the door or is it?
Yes.
Okay. And you have a clear view to see that door as well?
Yes.
Okay. And you're laying on your side?
Yes.
And the TV is on, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you indicated, you gestured, where were you, did you feel a touch at? You're on for the record?
On my book right here.
You're on for the record, the witness is using her right hand to touch the top of her left breast. Did you feel skin on skin or was it over clothing?
Skin on skin, just.
And how long did that touching on your breast or your boob last?
I don't know how long he was doing it, but I know how, when I woke up.
Okay. So did you wake up to him touching your breast?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember what you were wearing at that time?
A onesie.
Okay. What's a onesie? Tell me what that means.
It's like, it's one big, this one is a one piece, and it's a zipper down the front.
Is it long sleeve, long pants?
Long sleeve.
Okay, but it's a one piece that zips in the front or the back?
In the front.
Please slow down. Awesome. So it zips in the front. And you're sleeping on your side, correct? Okay, so you feel this touch on your breast. What happens next?
Like I said, I was asleep. I took it, and I woke up a little bit. I was confused. I had the TV is right behind. It's the bed and the TV is up on the wall, it's not another wall. And then he was standing right there.
When you say he, who are you talking about?
Leon,
Okay, how did you know it was Leon?
he's the only known.
Did you see his face as well?
No.
Okay. At any point in time, at this time that you're talking about, did you see his face?
Yes.
Okay. And whose face did you see?
Me.
And you're certain it was him? And what did you do next after you see him in the letter?
I was like trying to like fight down a little bit, because like I said, worship, this piece, and so on.
Okay, let me back up for a second. So when you first see him, is he wearing any kind of clothing that you can tell?
Shorts.
Shorts. Any kind of top? When we say shorts, are they like gym shorts?
Yeah, like basketball shorts.
Now, when you feel the touch on your breast, is he still wearing those shorts?
Yeah, but they're like go down a little bit.
And do those shorts move at all after that, after he's touching your breast?
No.
Okay. At some point in time, do you see any other part of his body?
No.
But you said something was forced into where?
Into me.
Okay, and what did you feel? Did
He's penis.
you see it as well or just feel it?
I saw that it was dark in there, his body was kind of blocking the light, but I knew what I was looking at.
How close was he to you at that time?
As close as this microphone is.
And were you still laying down at this time?
Yes.
On your side or a different position?
And after a while, I was on my back.
Your Honor, she said about as close as the microphone, Ms. Moses might.
Oh, no problem. Judge, I'd say that's about 2.5, 3 inches from her mouth.
3 inches.
3 inches.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. So you see what part of him go into your mouth? What do you call that? And when it went into your mouth, or your lips, right? Did any part of his penis go past your lips? Did it actually go further into your mouth or no?
Yes.
Was he standing still or making any kind of movement? How did that feel? How were you feeling? Let me rephrase it. How were you feeling at that time?
Confused.
What?
Just woke up. Was there an understanding?
Now, the movement that he was making, how long did that last for?
Like 5 tops.
Was he saying anything to you that you can remember from the time you first noticed him in the room, to the time that you started doing this?
No.
Do you remember him saying anything to you while he was doing it?
No.
About after?
No.
And what made it stop?
We had heard a door that
Remember I said, it's 3 bedrooms, they all know it's sister mirror bedroom, and it's the mirror bedroom, then it's his mom's bedroom, then it's the bathroom. And we got her door, or he heard her door.
Did you hear a door?
Yeah.
So, once again, while you're sleeping, was your bedroom door open or shut?
Open.
Oh, okay. And when this is happening to you, do you see the door in the bedroom?
Yeah,
Is it still open or is it closed?
halfway. Is it not enough to see in the room if you was to walk back?
But it appeared to be in a different position than when you went to sleep?
Yes.
And after that happened, was it still nighttime
Yes.
or early morning?
It was like, the sun was coming up.
Okay. And what did you do after that happened?
He left out, he went to the bathroom, and then I went and I got in the living room, because I didn't want to see the anything.
What time did you say you got into the living room?
Like, I'm not sure. I think it was like 5.
5 a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you get into that living room, who's in there with you?
Nobody.
And where did you go in that living room?
I went on the futon.
So is that futon, I think I'm familiar with futons, but is it laid flat like a bed or is it like a couch?
I laid it flat like a bed, I just wanted to.
Okay, and did you get in that futon or get on it?
Yeah.
Okay, how were you positioned on that?
It was just laying flat and one side and one back.
Did you go to sleep or did you stay awake?
Go to sleep.
Okay, did anything happen well after you went to sleep?
No, it nothing happened to me, but
What time did you wake up?
12.
12 p.m.?
Yeah.
When you wake up, do you see anybody in the room with you?
No.
Do you, now I want to ask you this, so the layout of the house, okay, you have the living room. Is the living room connected to any other rooms?
Yes.
Are those rooms open, like can I see from one room to the other, or are the doors separate?
So when I look at the way the futon is, it's like the door and then the hallway and the futon is pushed up against the window. When you're on the futon and you're laying down, you can like see dead into his second sister's mirror. Just in the middle, you can, if her door was open and she opened her door, she would see me on the futon, I would see her on her bed.
So you wake up at noon? Okay, is that yes?
Yes.
And when you wake up, what if anything do you see?
I saw the TV, it was on, I saw the TV.
You said it was off?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I turned and I thought it was like outside. I grabbed my computer and then I went to go make breakfast.
And did you make breakfast in the kitchen or somewhere else? Okay, where is the kitchen in relation to that living room?
So this is like the futon and then the kitchen is to the right.
So when you get into the kitchen, do you notice anything or anybody?
No.
Okay, and what do you do?
Upstairs.
And while you're making your cereal, what happens to them?
No, upstairs.
He came where, I'm sorry?
Upstairs.
Upstairs, so he had been in the basement?
Yeah, he was in his room.
Okay. And did you hear him before you saw him? Or did you see him?
I heard him.
You heard, okay, and when he came up, where did you see him go then?
He was behind me, I didn't look at him, like as soon as he came up, he was behind me.
And were you eating your cereal at that time?
No, I was getting milk.
While you're getting that milk, where are you standing?
Right next to the counter.
What's that countertop look like? Please slow down. I'm sorry, please.
It's marble.
It's marble. Is it big or little?
It's like it's to like here to me it's like decent tall.
Is it the? Yes, Judge, witness motion to just above her breast line, is that correct? Okay, then yes.
Yes.
Is there seating around this countertop?
No.
So you're at the countertop, what if anything happens next?
So he had pushed my back down. And they like bent over. I was a virgin.
Wait one second, when we say he, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
So are you facing the counter this time?
Yes.
Okay, and how are you positioned or moved?
He was bending me over, but I wasn't bent over fully. Like it was like a little bit. Okay. Because you can't fully bend over countertop that's to here to you, but I was bent.
So were your head and chest
Yes,
on top of the counter?
yes,
And what were you wearing at that time?
the same one.
Okay, what happened since?
He unzipped it and he pulled it down, but not all the way, like he didn't take it all the way off. And just made it pants in a way, but he pulled it down. And that's fine.
And did he do that on your own?
Yeah.
And do you recall wearing anything underneath that onesie?
I had a bra, but I didn't have any underwear on.
So when it's pulled down to where you said it stopped, where was it again where it stopped?
Like mid-thigh.
And what happens next?
He forced himself into again, I was a virgin. I had let out in the waist because it was painful and because of that.
I'm just having a really good time. I'm just gonna ask a couple more questions. So go into the next. Okay. So after you're bent down, you have your bra on, so correct?
Yes,
You said he forced himself. What does that mean?
like it wasn't working. Like it would go in.
Okay, but when you say it, what's it?
Just be
And where was he trying to put his penis at?
inside my vagina.
And did any part of his penis actually go inside of your vagina?
Yes,
And was he making any kind of movements or no?
yes.
What kind of movements was he making?
Back and forth.
How long at that time?
Good years. I mean, I just went to go get the shower.
How long did it last?
5, 10 years.
Did you hear or see anybody else in the room at that time?
No.
What made it stop?
He finished. Yeah. Okay.
How do you know he finished or came?
Didn't know my back. I felt it.
And after that happened, what did you do?
I had school or something, and I got in the shower.
I'm sorry.
I had school, so I went and got in the shower. I was on virtual at the time, so I went and got in the shower and went inside out.
So after he finished, did you put your onesie back on or no? Or zip it back up?
I pulled it up and zipped up, but not all the way, because again, I went to go get in the shower, so it was coming right back off.
Did he say anything to you before this happened?
No.
Did he say anything to you while it was happening?
No.
How about after? Did he say? Then no.
No.
Okay. Did you see where he went to after he finished?
He made the bowl of cereal.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
He made a bowl of cereal.
Get what? Speak into the microphone.
He made a bowl of cereal, and he went into the basement.
Okay.
So after you're done showering, you go to school? Or is it homeschool?
It's virtual, it was Corona at that time.
And the 2 times we just talked about, you were about 12 years old, correct?
Correct.
You were 12 years old. Do you know if Leon was over the age of 17 at that time?
Yes.
Now, at that same address on Burgess Street that we talked about, did anything else ever happen at that address between Leon and you that made you feel uncomfortable?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about another time that happened. Where did that happen at?
In the basement.
Now, you said before Leon's bedroom was in that basement, is that correct? Is anything else in that basement besides the bedroom?
So the basement is like pretty big, it's like the size of the whole house, but in the basement, is the washers, the dryers, the washer and dryer, and then you had like this big table where like they would play games and stuff in the middle. And then in the corner, it was his room with a door and like a window into it that you could see.
So his bedroom had a door that he could open or shut to enclose that area out from the other parts of that basement? So, sorry.
Yes,
So tell us about that time in the basement. What time of day was it?
I'm not really sure, I know it was daytime, like 3, 4,
Okay. And who was in the house at that time?
everybody lived there.
Okay, so we said godmom,
Siblings, yes,
godmom, siblings?
yes.
Okay, where are godmom and siblings at? house?
She was outside barbecuing, and then they were upstairs. I'm not really sure what they were doing because I was in the basement, but they were upstairs.
So godmom's outside?
Mhm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
And siblings are somewhere, his siblings, Leon's siblings are somewhere else in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes, I'm
I
sorry.
just can't have the, because math court, of course, gonna have a hard time with me alone, gotta make sure to make it easy. So, do you go into the basement at that time?
Yes.
Okay, what made you go into that basement?
My godmom had like chores for me and things like that, and I had to wash my clothes. So I went in the basement.
So when you go into that basement, how close are the washer and dryer to the bedroom?
It's not that close, like it's not like right next to it. To be honest, the dryers are on one side, on one corner, and then his room is on the other.
So what happens when you're in that basement? Washing your clothes?
I was just washing my clothes and then he came out of his room. I didn't see him, I just heard him again. And he told me, be quiet.
So do you know Leon's voice?
Yeah.
Is it distinct from everybody else's voice in that basement?
Yes.
So when you said you heard him, did you hear what he said first, or did you hear him exit that bedroom?
I heard him walk.
Okay. And then after you hear him walking, he says what?
Be quiet.
And at that point, you know for sure who it is?
Yes.
And who was it? Okay. How does he approach you? From the front?
Side, back.
At any point in time, do you see him?
No.
So what happens next?
Putting my clothes back on where he came out, told me to be quiet. And then he, like I said, he's been over, but not we're at a chair, like a dryer, so the dryer's like here. So all the times I was bent over, but my chest was touching the surface of wherever I was bent on.
And what are you wearing at that time, if you remember?
Like crop toppers and shorts, like some biker shorts.
And do you feel anything touch your body?
I felt him feeling my body.
What does that mean? What was he using? What?
His hands.
His hands. And where did they touch you on your body?
And like, it was just following my waist.
Okay. From your waist, did it go farther down?
Yeah.
How far down did it go?
To my butt and back.
Was he using one hand or two hands?
Both.
And Your Honor, for the record, the witness at one point did use both of her hands and move from about her waistline down to her thighs. Is that correct?
Mhm.
And
Yes.
So no,
what happens after that, after he's touched you or as he's touched you?
Like I said, my mom was outside. He did force his other to know there was no version, so it was hard for him to, it was like,
So let me ask you some questions.
Okay.
So you indicated previously that you were sort of bent over that dryer, is that
Mhm.
correct? So yes.
Yes, I'm sorry.
And is it the same sort of bending over as in the countertop that we previously talked about, or something different?
I mean, I was kind of fed up at that point, so I would say I was resisting it a little bit.
But initially, was your body positioned to be bent over something?
Yes,
And were your feet still on the ground or no?
barely.
And did some of your clothing move or did it stay put?
My shorts came down.
How far did they come down?
Mid-thigh.
Do you remember if you were wearing any kind of panties or undies?
Yes.
And did those move at all or they stayed? And did any other part of Leon's body touch your body? You indicated you forced something. What does that mean?
He first. His penis into me. This one.
So when you say into you, I know it's uncomfortable, what part of your body does that mean? Did you actually feel his penis go inside of your vagina?
Yes.
How long did that last?
Sorry.
Want to take a quick second, take a deep breaths, are you okay?
Okay.
Are you okay?
Okay.
All right.
Like,
What made it stop?
we heard the side door, and the washers and the dryer is like parallel to each other. So if somebody was to come in, and they looked down, they would see me and somebody was coming, and I looked up, I was here. So we had heard these two, it's like the storm door and it's the screen door. I heard the screen door, and then he went to finish doing my work.
You indicated before that he said something that you remember, is that correct?
Yeah,
What did you hear him say?
he told me to stay still, and I was bent over.
Did he say anything else?
No,
So before, during, and after, he said nothing else? And you continued doing the one? Besides,
yes,
sorry, Judge. Besides the two incidents with R2, the three incidents we just talked about in the home.
mhm,
We talked about, is that a yes?
yeah, so sorry.
No, you're good. I'm gonna do the same thing, so no worries. So we talked about three different incidents, okay?
Right.
Besides those three at that Burgess address, did anything else ever happen at that location?
No.
At some point in time, did you tell anybody about what happened at Burgess Street?
Yes, but not, no one who lived there, not anyone who had any authority.
So you decided not to tell anybody close to you at that time? Is that
Yeah.
right? No family? Okay, why didn't you want to tell anybody?
It was like one big family to be honest. At that time, Samir and me, it was like my sisters, you know, like he like was best friends with my brother. You know, like break everything up. It was just like I was confused. You know,
At the time, you said it's your godmom's son. Do you call him a godbrother?
Yeah.
Did you consider him to be a close member of your family too? Is that yes? Do you have a good relationship with him?
Yes.
Now, I want to fast forward. At some point, do you move from Burgess Street to a location on Indiana Street?
Yes.
Was that a 19136 Indiana Street?
Yes.
Is that in Detroit as well?
Yes.
Do you remember when you moved to that location?
It was fall, no, fall of 2021. I was going to my freshman year.
When you were going into the freshman year, how old were you?
13.
And your birthday's in October?
Yes.
Yes.
So when you are at that Indiana Street address, who's all living there?
My mom, my baby brother, my oldest brother, and second
And where did you sleep in the house?
upstairs.
Now, is this the same kind of layout of the house as the previous address, or does it look
No.
different?
It's 3 stories. There's a basement.
And I'm sorry, where was your bedroom at?
Upstairs.
Did you have to share a bedroom or did you have your own?
I have my own
Okay, okay. Now tell me what's in your bedroom.
So at that time, I had a twin bed. It was in a corner, and it was a nightstand right next to it, and I had my dresser with my TV on it, and then the door.
And did you always sleep in that bedroom when you were there?
No.
Where would you sleep besides it?
Sometimes I would sleep in a brother that he was close with. My oldest brother, I would sleep in his room on the couch, or on the couch in the living room, or it was my house, so I was sleeping everywhere.
And one more time, what was your older brother's name?
Sharon.
Say the same last name as you?
Yes.
Now, at no point in time did Leon actually live there at that address with you, right?
No.
Was there ever an occasion where he came to visit or stay? Said yes.
Yes.
Okay. When did that happen?
So it was a point in time where he was talking to like me, I had left him living over there. And it was a female that he had an issue with who be at our house, and his mom had called my mom and was like, hey, we're gonna come over because this situation just happened. And she know that that's my mom's best friend, so of course she gonna let her come over to figure out the situation.
So when you say mom's best friend, who are we talking about? That's
His
mom's-
mother.
Is that your godmom?
Yes.
So at some point in time, does Leon come to your home on Indiana Street?
Yes.
Okay, does he stay for a little while, a long while? Or
He stayed for a little while, and he left, and came back and stayed the night.
when he first got there, was it daytime or nighttime?
Daytime.
When he left, was it daytime or nighttime?
It was like the sun was going out.
And when he came back to the house, was it daytime or nighttime? Did you see when he left and came back?
Yes,
Where did he go when he came back?
not sure.
Where did you first see him at in your house on this particular time?
Outside, like my room was in the front of the house, so I could see the front of the house. I saw who pulled up.
Was he by himself when he pulled up?
Yes.
Okay. Did he come into the house?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
And where did he go when he returned? If you know.
Also, my assumption is I was upstairs.
That's okay, I don't want you to use it. So at any point in time, do you see him face to face?
Yes.
And when is that?
My mom had like called me downstairs.
So you see him on the main floor?
Yeah.
In what room?
In the living room.
Who's all in the living room when you first see him?
Well, the living room dining room is put together, so.
Okay, so the one big room?
Yeah.
Who's down there?
My brother, my mom, and my mom's over.
And did anything happen at that address that made you feel uncomfortable with Leon?
Yes.
Tell us about that time. Where were you at in the house?
I was in my second brother's room. He had just moved out with his girlfriend. And I would be in his room kind of often because he left his bed and his room was bigger. So I was just in there. And then I was on the phone with the person who said, "Did you tell anybody?" The person that I did tell, I was on the phone with.
And what's that person?
Archie.
And who is he to you?
He was my boyfriend, but now he's just my friend.
And how were you talking to him? By the phone or something else?
I was on my laptop. Okay, so I have called Discord.
Okay. So you could see him, he could see you?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. And when you're in your brother's room, was that bedroom door open or shut?
It was like halfway.
And is this daytime or nighttime?
This nighttime.
And at some point, do you see Leon or no?
Yes.
Where do you see him at?
In the doorway. This one, the door's open.
And what, if anything, do you see?
And he was talking to me and saying, "Come on, just show me."
So he was saying, come on.
Uh-huh.
Okay, did you know what that meant?
Yeah.
What did you think that meant?
That meant that he wanted to session.
And you indicated with your hand some kind of movement. What was that movement again? And you're on for the record, witnesses using her left hand, palm open, fingers spread, just and doing a forward and back. So did you actually go out with him?
No.
Did you stay in that room?
Yes.
Did anything happen at that time? Yeah. Besides him doing that motion?
Besides that, he argued with the person that I was on the phone with. He locked the door.
After that time, so you locked the door?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Do you see Leon again that day?
I'm not sure.
Do you see him again on another day?
Yes.
Okay, would that be the following day or a different day?
A different day.
So you said he spent the night, is that right? Is that yes?
Yes.
Sorry, what was the question? Did you see him that day or a different day? And I said, because you said he spent the night. Now, is this after, like day after, like daytime at this point in time when you see him again? Has he already slept?
Yeah.
Where do you see him next?
In my brother's room.
So you're still in your brother's room at this time?
He was in my brother's room. I had him went downstairs to my brother's room.
Okay. So I think I'm getting brothers' rooms confused. How many brothers are there?
I have two brothers. There's a brother room upstairs and then there's a brother room downstairs.
Okay, so the room that you like to hang out in?
That's upstairs.
That's upstairs. Okay, that brother had moved out already?
Yes.
Okay, now, when you saw Leon again, what brother's room was he in?
He was in my older Tehran, in the downstairs, the downstairs.
Okay, now, the basement, is it an open layout like we talked about at the other address, or does it look different?
It's an open layout.
And, but there's a bedroom down there?
No, not on the main floor.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so we're not talking basement, we're talking basement.
Main floor, yes.
Okay, so the bedroom you were hanging out with the other brother's room is upstairs.
Upstairs.
Okay, perfect. So the room that you see Leon in is the second brother's room, and it's on the main.
Yes.
Who's in that room with him, if anybody?
My brother.
And does anything happen?
Not at that time. They were smoking, but they were on the day.
Tell us about nighttime. Where are you at nighttime?
I don't know, I came down to the kitchen to get something to eat. Just,
So you're in the kitchen at this time?
yes.
And what, if anything, happens in the kitchen?
So there's 2 doors to my kitchen. There's this door, and this door. But this door is super loud to open.
So just for the record, are you saying there's a door that's sort of right across from one another?
Yeah.
So if I'm standing at one door, I can see that other door?
No, it's like a corner around it. Like you gotta peek a little bit, but if you peek, you can see.
Okay. So you go into that kitchen?
Yes,
The door is open or shut?
I closed it behind me,
Why did you close it?
because I knew he was there.
How did you know he was still there?
When they have music play, they be laughing a lot, and I didn't. Again, my room is right at the front, so I see people come and leave.
So you could see and hear them now? Is that yes?
Yes.
So you're in the kitchen, is that right?
Yes.
What happens?
I get a sink, and then came in. So he said, you. Tried to remember, but I was resisting. I would have been over at all this one.
Okay, let me ask you this. You said stand still,
Yes,
and where is he in relation to your body?
behind me,
Okay, you're at the sink?
yes.
Okay, does he do anything to your body while you're at the sink?
Pushing my upper back.
Okay, and how are you positioned as pushing your upper back?
Like this, I'm pushing back with my hand.
But are you facing the sink, like your
Yes.
chest would be near the sink?
Yeah.
Okay. And what are you wearing with it?
Probably like the same thing. Crop top.
Did that clothing move at all?
Yes,
How
yes,
did- How
I
did it
remember
move?
that.
Okay, go ahead. What did you wear?
I had like a white crop top on and these shorts. It was like decently short. It was my house, like what, sleep.
So
Yeah.
he's behind you, then
Yes.
where is he touching you besides, or just your back area?
Like my butt, he was using one hand, he had one hand on my back, one hand on my butt.
Was the hand touching your butt over clothing or under clothing?
Underclothing.
Were you wearing panties or undies at that time? So you were wearing shorts, you said, right? Okay, and you indicated you did or did not have undies?
I didn't.
Did not. And did your shorts move at all?
Like he moved them up, yes,
When you say up, what does that move?
like it exposed, but
Did it expose any other part of your body?
no,
And what, I'm sorry.
no, just my butt.
So he touches your butt with his bare hand at each touch?
Yeah,
How long did that last?
not long, like not even a minute, like very short.
Did he do anything else?
No, I had went to the other door, like not the door that he came into, but the other door is stuff blocking it. And I went to it and made a whole bunch of noise. And my brother did it, and then my brother was like confused on why he was going from the kitchen to there while I was going out the other door.
So I want to focus on just that kitchen. Besides him touching your butt with his bare hand, did he touch you anywhere else on your body?
No,
Did anything else happen at that time?
No.
Did anything else happen on another time at that same house?
yes,
Okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the next time. What happened? Where were you at?
I was in a bathroom,
And
he was in the bathroom.
when you say he, who are you talking
Yeah,
about? And where's this bathroom at?
upstairs,
I want to make sure I'm not. So when you say upstairs, are you talking to me?
upstairs.
Okay, so where the bedrooms are? How many bathrooms are the bedrooms are? Yes, where the bedrooms are.
Yes,
How many bathrooms are up
there's only one bathroom.
there? And you, how did you see him or know that he was in the bathroom?
I didn't. I went to use the bathroom and I opened the door. We have a lock on our bathroom, but it's broken. So sometimes you go through the door even if you did lock it. And I opened the door and he was in there.
And where was he at in the bathroom?
Like right in front of the mirror.
And what, besides the toilet and the sink, in the bathroom, so is there anything else in that bathroom?
The stool, and there's our closet.
What's that stool?
It's like a stairs. It's two stairs.
And Is that for little kids to climb up on it?
Yeah.
And what happens in that? Do you walk into that back?
I got pulled into the,
How did you get through there? Like, that door that you just opened, does it stay open or does it shut?
I should.
Once you're in that bathroom, the door is shut behind you, what if anything happens?
Told me this he was talking. Sit down, he was like pushing my shoulders down. I was shorter than him. He was trying to push my shoulders down at first onto the bathtub, like, you know, the edge of the bathtub, sit there. But then he pushed me down to like the stool because I was too tall. So, yeah.
Did you end up sitting on that stool or something else?
I mean, we was fighting, like, I was going back.
Did you stay standing?
No.
Like, how did you get positioned then?
I ended up sitting like one of my feet was like up, but he was still pushing, like, I don't know how to describe it.
That's okay, I'll just ask you this, at some point in time, is your butt sitting on something?
And that's, yes,
What's it sitting on?
the stool,
And is that stool, how tall would you say that stool is on the ground?
like
So at some point, you're on the stool, where's Leon while you're sitting on that stool?
in front of me.
And what is he wearing? And does something happen while you're sitting down? Is he standing?
Yes,
Something happens while he's in there standing?
he tried to force his penis into my mouth.
Do you actually see his penis?
Yes,
How do you see it exposed?
he pulled it out above his joggers.
So is it above the waistband?
Yes,
Okay, and you actually see his penis?
yes,
What does he do with his penis?
he grabbed it and directed it towards my mouth, but he's trying to force it, and I'm like, I was talking,
When you say you tried to force it, what does that mean?
like moving back and forth, trying to hit oral.
And are you still seated at this time?
Yes, but I'm trying to get
Does any part of his penis actually go inside your mouth?
yes,
Okay, and when I say inside your mouth, I mean past your lips. Does it go past your lips?
yes.
Okay. How long does that last?
Not when we was fighting, like I said. And then my brother had went to the store. He had just came back. We heard him, he be singing. We go to the store, we heard outside rapping. And he left out and I said, "What?"
When you say not long, we talking seconds, minutes, or more?
Like 2 minutes,
Minutes.
2 minutes.
And is he saying anything to you at this time?
No, besides when we was like, I would bite him, he would say like bitch or like it hurt.
How many times did you try to bite him? What were you trying to get him to stop?
Yeah.
And did he leave the bathroom first or did you?
I left her. No, he left the bathroom and I stayed in the bathroom. I took a shower.
Was there a reason why you took a shower right away?
I just always do it at chicken. Anytime that he touches me, anytime anyone touches me, I just feel like I just want to go shower.
So we talked about 2 incidents now, 3. The first one where there's actual penetration is the one you just described in the back. Right? So yes.
Yes.
Was there any other type of conduct that happened in that home with Leon and you, the same day or another day?
I'm trying to remember, sorry, like 3 years ago. This is the time I was in my brother's room again. I was asleep in my brother's room. He came in and I was all the way towards the wall. It's like a king size bed. It's a decently sized bed. So you kind of have to like get on the bed and move to get to me.
Let me ask you this, which brother's room are we talking about?
Oh, my second brother, the one that's upstairs. Bed.
Okay, so you're in that room on the bed.
Yes,
Okay, is the door open or shut when you get in there?
shut.
Okay, is there a lock on the door or no?
Yes,
Is the door unlocked or locked?
unlocked.
So at some point, is that door open?
Yes.
And who opens it? Okay, and where are you at in the bedroom? Are you laying down, sitting up, standing up?
I'm laying down
How are you laying down?
on my side.
And what happens?
He came in and I put the covers off of me. And then he was like trying to pull me closer to, like, it's the wall and then it's the bed. And it's the edge of it without the wall right there. He was trying to pull me towards that side. And then,
Let me ask you this. So you said he got on the bed or you have this in that?
no, he got on me. He got on me.
Put his whole body on the bed?
Yes.
Okay. And how were you positioned while he's on the bed?
I was towards as close as the wall as possible, like I was touching the wall. And he was like pulling me towards him.
Did you stay positioned on your side?
No, I got it. Like I was like, well, I had a dress on, but I was kind of looking off
And where is he at in relation to your body?
in front of me.
Okay, then what happens?
He pulled me by my ankle, he pulled me down, and then I don't know if y'all change it maybe like that, but you know, you like gotta hold both the baby arms and the legs to stop it from moving. We change it every. That's like how he did it.
So where are your arms at?
Above my head,
What's holding them above your head?
his neck.
And you said something about your legs in an upward position?
Yeah.
Okay, you said kind of like when you change a baby.
Yeah, like he was holding my ankle
Was he holding your legs up or down or something else?
up to the side.
Okay. And what were you wearing at that time?
Like a sports bra and some boxers.
Some boxers. And what time of day?
This is nighttime.
So were you getting ready for bed?
I was asleep.
You were asleep. Okay, so what woke you up?
Him coming in and taking the cover off.
So do your clothes stay where they're at or do they get moved?
They can move.
How do they move?
My sports bra gets off and my boxers get
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
my sports bra gets took off and my bra. I mean my sports bra and my underwear.
So you said you had some sort of boxers on?
Yeah.
Did you have underneath the boxers? or just the
No,
boxers?
just the boxers.
How did the bra and boxers get moved?
He took the shirt off, my sports bra off, and then my boxers he laid them down.
Were you fully exposed at that point?
Yes.
Okay, and who removed the clothing again?
Yeah.
Okay. How are you feeling at that time?
Drained over it. It had been a lot of time at that point. I don't really remember one, but I know that I was better.
So what happens after your 5, 6 months?
He forced his penis into my vagina.
Do you remember when you first heard him and saw him? Do you remember what he was wearing?
No.
But at some point, do you see any part of his body?
Yes.
What part of his body do you see?
His chest,
Do you see anything else or not?
his penis.
Was he wearing any kind of bottom shorts, pants?
He had boxers on.
So how are you able to see his penis?
He just pulled over. He never took his clothes off fully. He just.
So is that when you say over, you mean over the waistband?
Yes.
And what, if anything, does he do with his penis?
He put it inside of my vagina.
Now, I'm gonna ask you the same question as well.
Okay.
Did his penis go inside your vagina or outside?
Inside.
Was he moving at all or not?
Yes.
Kind of moving?
Okay.
Was he staying?
Stop moving.
I'm sorry.
Stop moving. I said,
Did he do anything else?
No.
How long did that last?
like out.
How did it stop?
Yeah, finished.
You know, he finished. Did what?
He came.
Did you see anything?
No, he had a condom on.
Did you see him put a condom on?
Yes.
Have you ever seen him put a condom on?
No.
So this was the first time?
Yes.
Now, after this happens, do you stay in the room?
No, I went downstairs.
Does he stay in the room?
No, he went downstairs.
Do you go anywhere once you're downstairs?
I went outside.
Is it daytime or nighttime?
Nighttime.
Okay, why do you go outside?
Breathe.
To your knowledge, was anybody else in the home at the time while this is happening?
Besides, I would just let it turn.
Did you tell anybody about what was going on?
Not till like a few days later, my cousin came over and then she said that she felt like something was going on. And then I told her,
Your Honor, I object to the hearsay.
And Judge, I would say it's effect on the listener. She's saying what happened to make her feel and do what she did next. That's what I'm getting from Judge. She's not asking for the truth no matter what cousin said. I'm just asking what happened next. She said she spoke with cousin, which made her then subsequently disclose.
I'll take it for that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So you speak with cousin. And what, is that yes?
yeah,
What's her name?
Deja.
Deja. So at some point you're talking with Deja and you feel comfortable enough to talk to her about what happened?
Yeah,
Okay. And how old is Deja?
27.
So you said you waited a couple days, is that right?
Yes.
Why did you wait?
I mean, the first time that it happened, he took my virginity. I had went to the bathroom and get hurted. And I had called her and I was like, it's like it burned and trying to explain. She was like, did you lose your virginity? So she knew that I had lost it. She just didn't know it. So I felt like if I was gonna tell anybody, her, it's not good assumption.
Besides those times we talked about on Indiana Street, did anything else like that ever happen again?
Not that I can recall vividly.
So you described 2 times where his penis went into your vagina?
Yeah.
Correct? Did it happen again after that or just those 2 times?
He definitely did it more than twice. I just can't remember the whole connection.
So you talk about 2 times with his penis into your vagina and then 1 time penis in
Yeah.
your mouth, is
Yeah.
that correct? And you recall other times happening, but not sure about details, is that correct, sir?
Yes.
And once you're living at Indiana Street, he's still over the age of 17, right?
Yes.
Cross examine.
Good afternoon. You testified that Mr. Dickerson is your godbrother, correct?
Correct.
Other than these instances where he forced himself on you, you had a good relationship with Mr. Dickerson?
Yes.
When I say good relationship, did you and he actually ever go out and hang out, whether it's the 2 of you or with other people?
With other people, yes.
And at one point in time, you lived with Mr. Dickerson's mother,
Yes.
his 2 sisters,
Yes.
and was there anyone else?
Her, his sister's boyfriend.
Oh, his sister's boyfriend?
Daryl?
Okay, and Daryl, is he a grown man?
Yes.
So when you say Mr. Dickerson's sister, do you know how old his sister is?
She was 20-something.
So she's grown and her boyfriend's grown.
Say yes.
Now, at some point in time, you said that you slept in the bed with your godmother, correct?
Correct.
Now, Mr. Dickerson lived in that house and he had 2 sisters, right?
Correct.
One sister you said was in her 20s. How old was the other sister, do you know?
Like 19, they're not that far apart.
You felt more comfortable sleeping with your godmother rather than either one of his sisters?
I didn't really have a choice on where I slept. One of his sisters had a boyfriend, and I wasn't just sleeping with a woman and her boyfriend.
Of course.
And then his other sister, me and her was never close like that. The one that I was really close with is the one who had a boyfriend.
Okay. What is the name of his sister who you were not close with?
Samira.
What is the name of the sister that you were close with?
Amira.
Would you say you were close with your godmother?
Yes.
Now, at some point in time, your godmother, her name was Letitia, correct?
Mm-hmm.
She went to the casino and when you,
Tisha.
okay, when you talked about or testified about Letitia going to the casino, who was left at the home with you?
Everybody who lived there besides Samira, I don't believe she was there.
So Tisha's boyfriend and the other sister, Mr. Dickerson, and his brother was there?
His brother?
Oh, I'm sorry, not his brother. Was your brother there?
No,
So you're sleeping in the bedroom, and I'm going back to the time that Tisha went to the casino. You were sleeping in the bedroom,
yes,
and that's when he came in and he touched your left breast, correct?
yes. I mean, he was going, doing both, but I woke up, yeah.
Okay. Now, this incident that you testified to, was this the very first time that he had touched you?
Yes,
This was when you were wearing the onesie that zipped in front, correct?
correct.
By the way, which one of the two sisters were you close with? Was it Samira or Amira?
Amira,
Was she in the house at that time?
yes,
Amira's the one that had the boyfriend?
yes.
Any reason why you did not tell his sister that you were close with about what happened that very first time?
I mean, I looked at it from her point of view. I know if a younger girl came up to me and said, my brother did something like that, I would believe my brother, even though I have love for you as my brother. Just like now, they was like sisters to me, but I know they will be here to support him because that's my brother.
I understand. So you didn't feel like you would be believed?
No,
Certainly, there must have been someone in your life that you felt you could confide in that would believe you, correct?
yes,
Did you confide in whoever that person was?
yes.
And who was that person?
The guy, Archie.
Who is
Archie, my
Yeah.
friend.
Okay, is Archie your boyfriend or just a friend?
At that time, he was my boyfriend.
So when this first incident happened with Mr. Dickerson, you had a boyfriend named Archie?
Yes. Not when the very first time it happened, but when I moved back to my house, I had a boyfriend.
Okay, but I was going back to the very first time that it happened, because the very first time that Mr. Dickerson touched you was when Tisha went to the casino, correct?
Right.
So that particular time, why didn't you tell anybody? You have already testified you didn't think people would believe you, correct? But you also said that there were some people that you did believe.
Say yes.
Yes, I just, at the time, I wasn't, the reason that I was even over there is I wasn't cool with my mother. And then I didn't really have friends like that. It was virtual. So I was by myself for the most part. I still hadn't really comprehended that for myself.
Now, that first time he put his penis in your, oh no, I'm sorry, you said that he was touching your breast.
Yes,
Did he also put his penis in your mouth?
yes,
Did he ejaculate in your mouth?
no,
Did he ejaculate at all?
no.
How long was it after that first time before something else happened? Was it the same day?
It was the next morning, like the following morning.
Okay, and that was when you were in the kitchen?
Yes,
Oh, by the way, I'm going to backtrack just a second,
Mhm.
because you were telling me about the incident when Tisha went to the casino.
Mhm.
I think you testified that you did not want to
Yes.
sleep with him anymore. Did you say that?
I didn't want to sleep in the room
Oh,
anymore.
in the room.
In Tisha's room, in my godmother's room, I didn't want to sleep in her anymore.
So after that, where did you start sleeping?
In the living room.
So you never slept in her, Tisha's room again after that?
No, not unless she was there.
So the second time that you recall him touching you, you said it was in the kitchen, correct?
Yes,
You went to get some cereal, correct?
yes,
And Mr. Dickerson came in after you.
yes.
That's when he unzipped the onesie past your private parts.
No, skipped a bit there. That's when he bent me over, and tried to force me over, started touching me, like feeling me.
Who was in the house when he did that?
Amira, I'm not sure if Amira was there, but I know Amira and, third was there. Daryl.
Oh, okay, Amira and Daryl were there.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes,
Let's go to the third time that you testified he touched you. Because you testified, I think, 3 times that he touched you
Mhm.
at the address on, was it
Yes.
Burgess?
Yes,
Okay. Sorry. Finish the question, then the answer, and she's gonna answer their question answer, please.
Yes, of course.
Let's go to the third time that just touched you. That's what I have, because you testified, I think 3 times that he touched you. That's what I have. For you, counsel.
So the third time that you testified, where did that occur?
in the basement,
And that was the house on Burgess?
yes,
Everyone was home at that time, correct?
yes.
As a matter of fact, your godmother was outside barbecuing?
My godmother,
I'm sorry, godmother was outside barbecuing?
yes,
Do you know where the other people were in the house?
no,
How is it that you remember your godmother was outside?
it's music, she has a big speaker, she's outside. And where they barbecue at, is like a window right there, and then right under that is where the dryers are, so I can see her feet if I looked up.
Now, this time when your godmother was out barbecuing, that's when you went into the basement?
Yes,
You went there to do chores, correct?
yes,
Now, when you say you went there to do chores, you must have been living with Mr. Dickerson's family, pretty much living with them, correct?
yes,
You were washing your clothes, and that's when he came in and he told you to be quiet, correct?
mm-hmm,
So yes,
yes,
And is that because were you making a lot of noise?
no, I believe it's because she knew I would make noise.
Is that because in the past you had made noises?
Yes,
And what kind of noises did you make? Like, stop, that kind of noise?
no, cause he would put his hand over my mouth, so it would be like muffled screams, I said,
And when you did that, no one ever heard you when you made those sounds?
no,
I'm gonna object to speculation, we don't know what other people heard.
sustain.
When you would make these noises, did anybody ever come to your rescue?
no,
You don't know if anybody even heard you, correct?
no, besides a different time, when we was at my house, but we're not there.
Now, you said that, and I'm going back to the third incident at the Burgess house. He was touching you with both hands from your waistline, is that correct?
Yeah.
From your waistline downward?
Yes,
Can you show the court what that looks like?
yeah. He was just here.
So from about a little bit above your waist,
Yeah, and then down,
all the way down to where?
like 5, and then you come back up.
Was he like rubbing that area?
Yeah.
Now, when he was doing that, were you telling him to stop?
No, being completely honest, sometimes I did not tell him to stop, sometimes I did just comply and do it, because again, I didn't really know what to do, and I was still trying to figure it out in myself, like, I didn't know what to do.
Understood. Now let's go to the incidents that occurred at the house that you moved to. Where was that house?
In Detroit, 19136 Indiana Street,
One more time.
19136 Indiana Street.
Oh, I might have jumped a bit too soon. You testified that it was easier for him to enter you because you were no longer a virgin. When did he first enter you?
When I had first started living there, I lived there for 2 months, maybe 3.
After you moved from Burgess?
And no, after I moved with my mom, I was with my mom on the house in Indiana, and then I went to Burgess. When I first got to Burgess, he took my virginity.
And who did you tell that he took your virginity to?
I didn't tell that he took it. I told I lost my virginity to my cousin Deja.
Did she ask who you lost it to?
No, but she was concerned.
Now, when he took your virginity, was he wearing a condom?
No,
Did he ejaculate inside of you?
no,
Where did he ejaculate?
on my back.
when he took your virginity, was he penetrating you from the back
Yes.
and you both were standing up?
I mean, each time that I was kind of bent over, he's, again, the counter is a certain type of height, so I was kind of, you know,
Oh,
but I still had some ground I would suppose, yeah.
when he took your virginity, did it cause you to bleed?
Yes,
Did it cause you to bleed a lot?
yes,
No one saw the blood?
my mom did, but they thought I had my period at this time.
So you moved to a different location. Who are you living with at Indiana Street?
My mother,
Just you and your mom?
no, my mother and my brother, when I first moved back, both of my brothers was there, but he had ended up moving out with his girlfriend,
What are the name of your brothers?
Oleron and Tehran.
Overon?
Oleron,
Can you spell that?
Oliaran.
O-L-I.
Aran.
What is your other brother's name?
Tehran,
Spell it, please.
Taron.
Which one of those two brothers is friends with Mr. Dickerson?
I mean, they both are, but he was close with Tehran.
The first incident that happened after you moved to Indiana Street occurred, where did it occur in that house?
First time ever.
That you testified to today about Indiana Street?
Oh, and my second brother's room in the Oleron's room.
And I'm sorry, who was there at the house?
Most of the time, just me and Tehran.
No, but the first incident,
Oh, yeah, Tehran, yeah, and him.
just you, Teron, and Mr. Dickerson?
Yeah.
And about what time was the incident you testified to? About the first incident in Indiana?
I'm not sure, I just know it was nighttime.
And then the second incident you testified to at Indiana Street, where did that occur? What part of the house, I mean?
The kitchen,
By the sink, correct?
correct,
That's when he told you to stand still?
yes.
And when he told you to stand still, did you say anything back to him?
I don't believe so.
Did you-
I know that after he covered my mouth. That's it.
That was when you had a t-shirt on, correct?
Yeah,
And you
a
had,
crop top, like a crop tee.
you had one hand on your thigh and another one on your bare buttocks?
Mhm.
Say yes.
Yes,
Now, you testified about a time that on Indiana Street where it occurred in the bathroom, correct?
correct,
That was when you went to use the bathroom and you opened the door not knowing he was there?
yes,
Mr. Dixon was in front of a mirror, correct?
correct,
And he pulled you into the bathroom?
correct.
Did he say anything before he pulled you into the bathroom?
No,
When he pulled you into the bathroom, did you resist and try not to go in?
wait, I take that back. I said my bad when I opened the door and I saw that he was in there. I said my bad. He said you good.
And then that's when he pulled you in?
Yes,
Did you say anything other than my bad?
when he pulled me in, no, I didn't see anything. I didn't feel like there was any point in making any noise because I know the house was empty. It was just me and him when the bathroom situation happened.
Do you know where the other people were in the house?
My brother went to the store.
And what about your other brother?
He moved out. He
Oh.
lived with his girlfriend.
And what about your mom?
She was at work.
And the time that you're in the bathroom, that's when he made you perform fellatio, right? He made you put your mouth on his penis?
Mm-hmm.
Say yes.
Yes,
Now, you testified that you were, and I'm going back to this incident we're talking about where you're in the bathroom. Were you biting him at that time?
yes.
You're biting his penis?
I mean, my face was being held, but like, you can't go far back. without feeling some type of teeth, so every time I would feel them, I would bite down.
You were trying to hurt him?
Mhm.
So yes,
Yes,
Did it appear that you were hurting him?
sometimes,
And how do you know that?
because he would like make a sound like, you call me a bitch if it hurt.
And then there was another time you testified to about Indiana Street where he opened the door to the bedroom, correct?
Correct,
You were lying down on your side, and that's when he was pulling you on the bed.
yes,
Did he get on the bed also?
yes.
Where were the other people in the house this incident?
My mom was at work and my brother was downstairs in his room
Your mom was where?
at work.
And the last incident you testified to about Indiana Street, that was when he forced his penis in your vagina?
Yes,
That was when he pulled his penis over his waistband?
yes,
And this is the time when you, is this the time when you told Deja about what happened?
yes,
But you already lost your virginity, correct?
yes. This is when I told Deja who it was and that I got raped and all of that. This is around him. This is 2 years after he had first initially took my virginity.
So you told your cousin Deja about Mr. Dickerson? You just told her that, you just told her about you lost your virginity.
When it first happened, and he first took my virginity, I just told her that I lost my virginity. She didn't ask me who, and I didn't tell her who. And then this last time, when you just talked about at the house after that happened, I told her who it was and when it happened and all of that.
And that was 2 years after the first incident of losing your virginity.
Yes,
But this last incident, when you talked to your cousin Deja and told her that it was Mr. Dickerson, isn't that when you said that it hurt?
no,
I thought
that it hurted the first time. I was in pain the first time after we had sex. It hurted because I was a virgin and I was bleeding. So I told Deja, and I was like, I'm bleeding and it hurt. She was like, did you lose your virginity? Because I had told her that I peed and it burned. So she was like, did you lose your virginity? I was like, yeah.
So what was it that made you talk about sex with Deja the second time you talked to her about sex?
That's just my go-to person when it's something that I feel like is too out there for my brother and too out there for my mom. So,
And did you just come straight out and tell Deja that it was Mr. Dickerson?
no, we were sitting at the table and I was like going through stuff mentally and I was trying to figure out like why, like what's wrong with you? Like you got a house, you got a good mama, you got everything good. So what's wrong with you? Why are you always so sad? Like what's going on? So then I explained it to her because it was making me seem like a bad person and I was just trying to be, y'all don't understand. They didn't know. So I told them.
One moment. Thank you, Your Honor.
yeah, thank you, I have no further questions. You don't have any to direct you.
I believe so.
Yeah, you may stay.
Thank you. I'm not sure what those other issues are. May I have a stay here until I close the hearing?
Yes.
No further witnesses, Judge.
Any witnesses on behalf of the defendant? Sorry, Your Honor. Any witnesses on behalf of the defendant? People?
Your Honor, before I make my argument, people seek to add 2 additional counts to the 5 at present. The first count would be criminal sexual conduct In the second degree, this would be the touching of the buttocks area, person under 13, defendant over 17. She indicated that the first instance when she was 12 years old, she was in that bed, she woke up to Leon touching her bare breast with his hand, followed by his penis into her mouth. Our CSC second degree is sexual contact, not penetration, but sexual contact under 750.520C2B. And that's a person under 13, defendant over 17. Once she went to that Indiana address, she testified that a bare hand went on her buttocks, her bare buttocks. I would argue that that's a CSC fourth degree, person 13 to 15. She indicated that she was 13 years old at that time. The tax code is 750.520E1A-1, or excuse me, -A. Besides those two additional counts, the people moved to bind over as charged. She testified very detailed about 5 separate penetrations that happened. She indicated at that Burgess Street address that it began with fellatio, followed by vaginal penetration by defendant's penis. This was when she was bent over the counter in the kitchen. The fellatio happened while she was in the bedroom of her godmom where she had been sleeping. She also testified that the breast touching also happened at that same location while she was sleeping in the bedrooms. When we get to Indiana, she again talks about several instances. One, of course, defendant is over the age of 17 with both of these instances per Ms. Purnell. While at the Indiana address, she has turned 13 by that time. She indicated and testified to an incident in the bathroom regarding fellatio, as well as a penis vaginal penetration while she was in the basement doing her laundry, Judge. I think more than enough for probable cause, Judge, as to find the person.
Mr. Jordan.
Your Honor, I think, as Madam Prosecutor stated, I think that they have established probable cause for all of the charges, but with respect to the charge that she seeks to add, the one that's not reflected in the information, I would just argue that that was one, it sounded to me like that was just one continuing course of sexual activity. I don't think it was separate in the sense that it was 2 separate incidents. So that would be my objection to that. But other than that, Your Honor, I think that there has been enough to bind my client.
These are 2 separate instances, Judge. It's not one transaction. We have a touching and we have a penetration. It's not on a continuum. We have touching that happens first, and we have removal of her clothing followed by penis into vaginal penetration.
I think his argument was that the 2 counts of sexual conduct, second, that you see, and I think he's saying that they were one continuous.
No, sir, because it's at 2 different addresses, 2 different ages.
Yeah, that was my understanding. I think you're mistaken. One was the touching of the breast that took place at one location. The other one was sort of filled up, waist going down. That was on another occasion.
And I think, is that the CSC 4?
Yes.
And the CSC 4, do you even need to, is that a misdemeanor?
No, it's a high court.
High court misdemeanor, okay. So I understand the court's analysis, Your Honor. I'll let you make the ruling.
Court, after hearing the testimony of the young Ms. Purnell, is satisfied the people have met their burden of probable cause as it relates to all the charges contained in the complaint form, as well as the added charge of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree and criminal sexual conduct in the fourth degree. Court finding those charges were committed in the city of Detroit, court finding probable cause to believe this committed will bind the defendant over to Wayne County Third Circuit Court Criminal Division for further proceedings. His arraignment on the information date and time will be August 2nd, 2024 at 9:00 a.m.
Your Honor, can I have a DSU referral?
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Well, Judge, let me say this. My client said, do I not get a bond? I just want to go ahead and put this on the record. I think in light of the testimony you heard, it would be fruitless for me to argue his bond.
Absolutely.
But I just want him to hear it from Your Honor so that he knows that I am doing my job.
All right, so I'll tell him since he wants to know. I think the witness that testified was a very credible witness. And I think the likelihood of conviction in this case, just based on this witness's testimony, is very high. Although the purpose of bond is not for punishment, I recognize you have been found guilty of anything, but there is probable cause for you to be bound over on these charges. I, sir, feel that you are a danger to the community, particularly children. That's why your bond is going to be.
Or actually, he's a remand. He doesn't have a bond, so I will explain to him that I can address that at circuit court after we get his report.
All right, so your attorney has asked this court to refer this to pretrial services for bond recommendation. Somebody's going to come interview you, do a workup on your background, and make a recommendation to the next judge as to what your bond should be.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Do I have time to talk to him?
If you don't, straight down, but you can go downstairs.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
May I approach with the end order of the meeting testing?
Yes.
This is just a Mr. Hutchinson, but I'll approach with another one.
I will.
All right. Yeah, it's not finished. I don't have it illuminated yet. No. I'll bring it down soon to get done. All right. Yeah. I think it's the turn. So I heard that Mr. Brian Brown did a good job and got him off that murder case, that young man.
Yeah. He got him off personally premeditated. He's still looking at felony. Felony murder. They hung on that, so they decided not to retry him on that. Just premeditated. Well, that concludes the docket for today, folks. Happy birthday to Heather again. We'll see you guys same bat station, same bat time on Monday. Enjoy your weekend.
They need to retry. They need to retry.
So,
I mean, I'm talking about the whole thing. Yeah, he can.
They say it'll be 4 to 6 weeks for them to fix the front door.
It's not slamming.
I had him do something so it wouldn't slam.
Oh, okay.
Judge, I don't have that form to present, but I'll so whether it's beneficial, send it over to us.
I just said, but no.
There's two forms, so I have one for Hutchison,
Oh,
so I think that's one you're on, just sign that, I did that. And then the other one is forthcoming. Thank you.
so I need, if you can have them zoom in Monday. I'll see if I can get the medical time to show up in person. Cause I assume they already all time.
It's, Roman, Miss Franny, you want me to tell them? Remember, the PCC,
Oh, your client has.
yeah, she wants to put them to office first. And so, you know, that's how-
Judge, can I ask you a question about our related case?
Sure.
So we have that homicide exam on Tuesday, December 10th. Start the trial Monday, hopefully Monday, the third trial. If it runs like the afternoon, possibly. Move the time from 10:30 to a little bit later in the afternoon, if I'm still stuck doing closings or something like that. Trial. If I'm talking to Mr. Shaw, I'll send an email. Do you have time that day, or is that, it's gonna be a short exam, it can't take more than 34 minutes.
On Tuesday.
This is for,
What time on Tuesday?
Aisha Harris,
Time was set?
10:30.
It would have to be,
Don't you already?
yeah, I do, I have it 11:30 and.
I will try my best to be out. It's a 2-witness jury trial.
Actually, we're scheduled for 10 o'clock.
Is it, oh, great, even worse, but then I'll make it. Thank you.
So your 1:30, isn't that the one with Miss Bonomo with all those witnesses? How many did you have left? 5 more?
That's what she said. So, I don't think they'll be too long. Oh, no, that's okay. So. Oh, sure. Short pants and stuff. So does that church?
Okay, so thank you for everyone who tuned into these cases. Like I said again, these were very, very long cases, and you get a very understanding why my commentary was what it was after hearing all of the testimony for everybody that testified, and how the defendant lawyer and the and the district attorneys, how they navigated these cases, and how he refused Judge King, I'm referencing, to deduce bond. And he said no. In one case, he was like, no, this person never been in trouble before. But from looking at the pattern from my 30 plus years into law, it's a pattern when people target children, how things may play out. So he did not trust the deviants in this case. He didn't. So put it in the comments. It's tough doing some cases like these because when you look at them, you have to sit through these cases. This is 3 hours long, and you have to get a better understanding of the mindset of some of these deviants and why they went through some of these things. And nevertheless, this is Antonio with Team Tiggio. Thank you for all my new subscribers. Thank you for the people that's been commenting. I definitely appreciate it. And once again, we'll see you in the next video.